my name is Agnieszka Pilat. I'm here at the conference. And before we do the interview, I wanted to make an announcement. I'm really so pleased with the quality of the speakers and the message. Really, it's very important. And me being from Poland, I want to leave something behind. So there will be a donation from a painting made by my robot Basia to the school, and the money proceeds from the donation are gonna support education here and the future programming going forward. My robots definitely have personality. I've worked with many different robots, quadruples and bipedals, and they're very different. And bipedals, which is humanoid robots, they're much more difficult to operate, kind of like humans. My robot dogs, quadrupeds, they're much easier to operate. And I think of them as female robots because in the future, I think female artists are gonna have more of a chance to succeed, and they're already kind of complicated, so they're females in that sense. Yes, I love my robots. And the reason is that they really, they changed my life so much. So for example, if it's all poor me, nobody really wants me. But if I come with the robot, there is parties, dinners. So having a robot with me is like having my own celebrity. So I'm very grateful to them. And also they opened the door to a very big museum for a show. So we have a very loving relationship, yes. So my robots make many mistakes actually when they work, and art is where the mistakes come in. If the work from the robot were too perfect, in fact, I think would be too mechanistic, I'm gonna say, and too almost overwhelmingly perfect. And I like using the machines unlike their natural habitat, should I say. So I like to use the machines actually to make mistakes. I let them make mistakes, and also they work very slowly, which normally you wouldn't expect from a machine. So they're not fast, they're slow and deliberate. I choose my subject based on two characteristics. Visually, it has to be interesting to me. So for example, at SpaceX, when I came in, I was looking for objects that are very powerful, and I liked the shape that was round. And the roundness was important to me because I was thinking about this technology in the religious context. So for halos and auras. And the second very important characteristic, they really need to be heroic. So I'm often approached by companies to work with them, and if the robot is not, or a machine is not really heroic, it's not really working for humanity in a positive way, I would never paint that robot. Well, I'm an example of an artist that automated herself out of her job. So the truth is I don't paint so much anymore, so they saved me even more time. But so what I do with the extra time, I work for the robots now, making sure they have new collectors, there's new museums that want to work with them. So my free time, sadly, I work for the machine. I think with the current progress in technology, it's unclear. We had a great speaker before, Professor Bishop, and Professor Bishop said that future is never very clear. There's two different roads. So they might have feelings, they might not, but I think it's possible, certainly. I'm very privileged to meet a lot of people who really are building the world right now. So in that sense, they are aristocracy. They work a lot. So what I learned from them is really they are mission-driven. San Francisco and Silicon Valley is known to be mission-driven. New York is a little different. New York is more about money and business. So I learned to work very hard and make my career, my work, and my mission a priority, and always have a very strong intention with anything I do. So it's interesting. So I think that well, depends what we mean by robots. So for example, in San Francisco, now we have robot taxis. And what I mean by that, it's self-driving cars that have no drivers. And that's super exciting. They're much safer, and they will save lives. So I would say even when bipedal robots or humanoid robots are gonna enter our lives, they're gonna be our companions, and they're gonna augment what we do already. So I'd say it's fantastic. Human life is gonna be just better. While what Basia makes is art, certainly. I think art should have three elements. It should historically fit into just the whole arc of history. It should have some skill in it. Well, it's a difficult question because now skilling is not so important with AI, but I think there should be skill in it. And there should be an intention and impact on the audience. So it should be for the outside world. It shouldn't be for the artist. I think it should make connections to the other people. So everything I do, people think that I work because I love technology, and I do love technology. But truthfully, everything I do is because I grew up behind the Iron Curtain in a system of oppression. And then I was really privileged to see freedom that came from with Western democracy. So everything I do is really inspired by my knowledge of what it means to be oppressed, as opposed to how we can thrive as humanity in a system that allows us to be just free people. My first question would be, do you believe in God?